Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. If you're ready to practice with me, then today we're going to start in a seated position in the middle of our mat. Today, our flow is going to be focused on Manipura, which is the solar plexus chakra, and Anahata, which is the heart chakra. So, what does that mean? Our heart chakra is connected to our feeling of love, but it's also connected to our feeling of compassion, our feeling of forgiveness, our ability to really feel, both from an empathetic standpoint from others and with ourselves. And so we're going to sit in the center of our mats, nice, easy seat, hands resting on the tops of our knees, feeling our spine stack over our sit bones, pulling the shoulders back, nice and easy, soft chin. And as we just arrive, I want you to think about that. Anahata, heart chakra. Valentine's Day is all about love, right? It's about, on one hand, commercialized love. How much can you spend to show your partner that you love them? But the real question here is, how much do you love yourself? Because isn't that the reality of things? You can only love others as much as you love yourself. It might be easier, we might be able to find more motivation when we're serving others. It's a feeling of finding self-worth in the way others see us. But as we move through our practice today, I challenge you to think about that. One more big breath here, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. We're going to roll over our knees, placing the hands under our shoulders. On the mat, we're going to come to tabletop. From here, we're going to move into some easy cat-cow. So inhale, pushing the chest forward, curling the spine, pulling the shoulder blades together, opening the heart, lifting the gaze, flaring the sit bones, and exhale to cat. Pushing into the mat, rounding through the shoulders, curling the tailbone under, tightening the core. And inhale, cow, pulling the shoulder blades together, really flaring through those sit bones, curling the spine up, trying to get your tailbone and your head to touch. And then exhale, back to cat. We're going to move through this movement at your own breath. Just inhaling and exhaling. One more big inhale here. And exhale, back to neutral. We're going to flip the toes and hover the knees just about an inch or two off of the mat, tightening the core. Really feel your core engage as you do this. You're pushing through the mat, pushing through your shoulders, feeling the quads fire up. One more big inhale here, pushing through the hands, and exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Adjust the legs as necessary. Feel free to wiggle it out. Letting the neck hang nice and freely. Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the stomach up. Feels like you're drawing your navel back towards your spine. Lengthening long. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to send the right foot up to the sky for three-legged dog. And exhale, bringing that right foot to right elbow. Point the toes, hold. And exhale, three-legged dog. We're going to curl back up again, back to right tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. We're coming into low lunge. Sending the gaze at about a 45 degrees forward. We're just going to feel that stretch right in the hip flexors. One big inhale here. Sweep the arms tall overhead. Coming to high lunge, Chandrasana. Pulling the right hip back. We want to keep our hips square to the front of the mat. We're staying up on our toes. Curling the tailbone under. Really feeling that stretch right through the left inner thigh. Maybe we sink a little deeper. Inhale, power shoot the arms up tall. And exhale, bringing the elbows down. We're going into angel wings or cactus arms. Pulling the elbows down all the way, all the way. Inhale, back up. Exhale, pulling the elbows wide, pulling them down, pulling them down. Inhale, back up. Exhale one more time, opening the heart wide to the sky, pulling your wings open, cactusing those arms, and maybe we sink a little deeper. Nice even breathing, sink a little deeper. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, opening wide to warrior two. Settling in, sinking a little deeper. Arms are wide, pulling the right knee towards the right pinky toes. Inhale and exhale, windmill the arms down. Back down to low lunge. Inhale, we're going to shift the weight into the right foot and come up for a standing leg split. Trying to keep the hips even to the floor. We're just going to drive that heel towards the sky and go as far as you can. And exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back to Chaturanga, bent elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left foot high to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, point the toe. Inhale, send the left foot back up to the sky. And exhale, knee to left tricep. One more time, left foot goes high into the sky, three-legged dog. Really feel the stretch through your right calf. And exhale, curling in, planting the left foot between the hands for low lunge. Just gonna stay here for a few breaths. Feel the hip open up, pulling that left hip back into its socket. Feeling the stretch through the right side. From here, inhale, shifting the weight, raising the hands up, Chandrasana, left side. We're staying up on our toes, pulling that left hip back and sinking a little deeper. One more big inhale here. We're going to begin to lift the gaze and we're going to move back into cactus arms. Exhale, pulling the shoulders down, really feeling them scrape the scapula. Inhale, hands back up. Exhale, pulling them down. Tightening the glutes to keep your stability. Hands back up. Cactus arms, third round. Down and open. Opening the chest, opening the heart. Pulling your elbows back. And hold. Maybe the gaze lifts a little higher. One more big inhale. And exhale here. Inhale, hands go overhead. Exhale. Turn the right foot. Open up to warrior two. And sink in a little deeper here. Pulling the left knee open to the left side. Hands are teed. Gaze is nice and easy over the left fingertips. One more big inhale. And exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Back to low lunge, turning the toes. Inhale, pushing through up to your standing leg. And we're going back to a standing split. Go as high as you can. It is first thing in the morning. Don't open your hip. We want to keep our toes pointed down towards the mat, driving upwards with the heel. One more big inhale. And exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands go all the way up. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back to Chaturanga, bend elbows. Flip the toes, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Very good. On the next inhale, we're gonna roll forward, placing the knees on the mat widths apart, bringing the toes together and pushing back down to a child's pose. One more inhale here. And exhale completely. On the next inhale, we're opening up to baby camel, bringing both hands behind us. Opening the shoulders, pushing through the chest, pushing through the hips, pulling the hips down under us, really putting a curve in that spine and letting the head fall back behind us. And exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, baby camel. And exhale, child's pose. We're going to take a few breaths, moving through this motion. And one more time, baby camel. And exhale. Bringing your hands to the tops of your thighs. We're just coming to a kneeling position. Next, we're going to move into Strassana, camel pose. Inhale, coming up onto your knees. Weight of your balance, weight of your body is on your shins. Bringing the hands like we're placing them in back pockets. As we inhale, we're pushing the hips forward, sending the head back. Building that arch here. Keep going. Maybe you're able to bring one hand down. Maybe you're able to bring the other. We're leading with our hips, pushing forward. Inhale. Bring the hands back to your back pockets. And sending the hips back to your heels. Feeling the lower spine relax. Strassana round 2. Inhale, coming up onto your knees. Placing the hands like we have, back pockets, pushing forward into the hips. And letting the head fall back. maybe you drop the hands and take the heels or the ankles, and then pushing forward with your hips, engaging the quads to send your front body forward. We open up a little bit more. Inhale, bringing the hands back to our lower back. Sending the hips back to our heels and back down to the mat. Taking a few breaths here. Listening to what your body is telling you. Maybe Strassana is super uncomfy. If it is, think to yourself why. Inhale, Ustrasana round 3. Coming back up to our knees. Hands to back pockets. And as we exhale, fall into the bend. Is it uncomfortable because of flexibility? Or is it uncomfortable because you feel exposed? Does this feel unnatural? Do you feel vulnerable? Maybe we push a little further, sending the hips forward. By engaging the quads, we open up into a deeper lower back bend. One more big inhale here. And exhale, bringing the hands back to our lower backs. Leading with the hips down to the heels and rolling up lastly with our heads. Great job. On the next inhale and exhale, slowly moving forward to a child's pose. Inhale, setting the gaze forward. We're going to come to our bellies. So just shifting our body weight, staying on our knees, lowering down slowly through Chaturanga, down to the floor. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. We've worked up all that heat. Now we're just going to take a moment to feel what we're feeling. On the next inhale, bringing the hands by our rib cage, drawing from our lower to middle back. We're just going to do a baby lift here. We're moving into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And exhale. We're moving with our breath. Inhale a little higher. And exhale. Third inhale, we come up to where we're placing pressure onto our hands. So pushing into the mat, drawing our shoulder blades back together, pulling the elbows together. We come up a little higher. And exhale all the way down. Third and final, Bhujangasana, full cobra. Pushing up, pulling the hands back towards our hips to draw the elbows, draw the shoulder blades together. Gently lifting our gaze. Lower body is nice and relaxed. Release your hips, release your tailbone. Release your legs, release your thighs. And just lift. And take a few breaths here. One more big inhale, come up as high as you can. And exhale all the way down. Great job. Next inhale, we're going to place our left hand onto the mat, under our shoulder at about a 45 degrees, so the hand is directly in front of our face. Keeping the left leg long on the mat in front of us, we're going to reach our hands back, taking the outside of our foot, if you're able to, maybe the outside of your ankle, and we're going to move into Ardha Dhanurasana, half bow pose. Inhale, start to kick the foot back, and feel it lift. keeping the chest square with the front of the mat. And exhale. Release. Release the leg down. Release the hand down and switching sides. Left hand takes the place on the front of the mat. Right hand takes the place on the front of the mat. Left hand gets sent behind us, grabbing that left foot or left ankle. And inhale to lift. The lifting motion is activated by kicking our foot back into our hand. It's going to pull open the shoulders. So we want to work to keep the hips grounded and to keep the shoulders square with the front of the mat. Kick a little higher, kick a little higher. One more big inhale and exhale. Release. Release completely all the way down to the mat. On the next inhale here, we're moving into full Chandrasana. So first taking one side, and then taking the other. On our next inhale, kicking both feet back, opening up to bow pose. Keeping the knees hips width apart. Maybe we could go a little higher. Feeling our body rock with each breath. One more big inhale. And exhale. Gently release slowly back down to the mat. Great job. Inhale, planting the hands directly under our rib cage. Turning the toes to the mat, engaging the quads. We're lifting the legs off of the mat. Big inhale here, and exhale, pushing up through Chaturanga, back to downward facing dog. I'm gonna take a few breaths here. Just stretch out the lower back. And 5, inhale, coming to our toes. Planting the hands firmly on the mat, we're gonna come to a seated position. So maybe you jump through to hands to feet straight out in front of us. Planting the hands on either side of our hips on the mat in front of us. Planting them firmly into the mat. Drawing the shoulder blades back and together, opening the chest. Gaze is down towards our navel. Flexing the toes. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Engaging the quads. Our legs are nice and engaged. This is not a relaxed pose. One more big inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Taking the toes if you're able to. Nice, easy toe touch. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen through the lower back, push the tailbone out, and exhale, lean a little further. Just did a lot of back bending, so we're showing a little love to our spine with a bit of a counterfold. Another big inhale. Maybe we go even deeper. Maybe you're able to grab the outsides of your feet, grab the bottoms of your feet, or maybe even interlace your fingers around your feet. And exhale a little deeper. One more big inhale here. And exhale, folding completely. Inhale, release the fingers. We're going to send them back on the mat behind us. To reverse plank, point the toes. Pushing into the mat, lifting the hips, opening the chest, sending the neck back. If this is too much, you can take a reverse tabletop instead. One more big inhale here, and exhale, lowering back down to the mat. We're going to bring a bend to the knees, placing our feet flat on the mat. And exhale, rolling down to the mat. Releasing the hands by our sides. Inhale here, and exhale. We're going to move into a bridge pose. A couple more baby back bends here, a few more heart openers. So on the next inhale, pressing into the soles of our feet, we're going to gently lift our hips. Lifting, 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 driving through our heels. Shoulders are firmly planted into the mat. We don't want to squeeze our glutes, right? If we squeeze our glutes too much, our knees are going to sprawl open. We want to keep our knees nice and in line with our hips. And we're keeping our glutes relaxed. We're using our glutes. Our glutes are driving our hips upwards. So there is engagement there, but we don't want to squeeze them, you know? One more inhale here. And exhale. Bridge round 2. We're going to inhale, lift. This time bringing the palms together underneath of us. We're going to work our shoulders underneath. Palms together. And lift even higher. Keeping our knees in line with our hips, driving through our heels. Lift, 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 lift. And exhale. Release. Very good. Taking a few moments here before we move into Urdhva Dhanurasana, upside down bow pose, otherwise known as wheel. One more big inhale here, keeping our toes flat on the mat. If Urdhva Dhanurasana is a little bit too much, then continue repeating bridge pose through these next 2 lifts, okay? So we're going to start by placing our hands by our ears, flipped. So our fingers are pointing down towards our shoulders. And on the count of 3, we're going to lift, driving through our hands, driving through our heels. 1, 2, 3, lift, and up. One more big inhale, and exhale, tucking in the head, coming down, nice and easy. Hands back down to your sides. If you want to fully release, you're welcome to do so. We're going to take Urdhva Dhanurasana one more time. One big inhale here, planting the hands, prepping for the lift. 1, 2, 3, lift. Remember, keeping the knees in line with the hips, pushing with our hands, opening our chests, using our shoulders to leverage some heart opening action, pushing through our heels to lift our hips higher and to open our chest a little more. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Release. Great job, great job. Extending the feet out long in front of you. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Great work. We're going to end with a very gentle supine twist. Inhale, bringing the right knee up to the chest. Very gentle tug. And exhale, sending it over to the left side, extending the right arm. Teed out on the mat in front of us, sending the gaze to the right. Very gentle supine twist. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, bringing the knee back to center. And exhale, sending it out long on the mat in front of us. Inhale, pulling the left knee up. And exhale, supine twist, second side. We're keeping our shoulders planted firmly into the mat through the twist. One more big inhale here. And exhale completely. Inhale, sending the knee back to center. And exhale, sending the knees out long. Inhale, bringing both knees up, curling them nice and tight. We're going to give ourselves a nice big hug. Curling up as close as you can, pulling your knees into your chest, tucking your chin to your knees. Nice and tight, activating all your muscles. And exhale, Savasana. As you lay here, feel all of the tension melt out of your forehead, release out of your jaw, melt away from between your shoulders, feeling all the negativity, any disdain, any grudges you've been holding on to, feeling them melt out your fingertips. All the tension from the anger, collecting it through your core. And imagine just pulling it, drawing all that toxicity down. Cleansing with all the white space. You release your hips, release your glutes, release your quads and your hamstrings, sending it out your toes as you release your calves and release your feet. You're welcome to stay in Savasana for as long as you would like. But when you're ready, begin to come to an easy seat. Whether you tuck and roll on up, or you roll to your right side and gently ease your way up. Coming to an easy seat on your mat. Closing your eyes. Just taking a few more breaths here. What did you feel during today's practice? Did you find challenges? Did you find things you didn't expect to find? What did you feel? Did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel vulnerable? Did you feel weak? Did you feel strong? Did you feel confident? These are questions that as you sit here, you can continue to meditate on. Thank you for spending your morning with me. Namaste.